project, which are faculty members from both universities, and we constructed 3 design teams. Now, the site that I'm showing you here, I will show it, or I will identify it again, but this is a site worth bookmarking, because this is where we have lodged all of our resources and our reports. So it's a valuable resource for us, but I think it can be a valuable resource for other educators. So in this workshop, we looked at the challenge of how do you create a curriculum related to data literacy leadership, and the 3 teams each came up with a different approach. One team looked at the structure of a curriculum. Another team identified that a resource repository would be very, very helpful. And then the other team was looking at the format. So are we talking about sort of problem-solving workshops? Are we talking about group projects? That kind of thing. So we had quite a variety. As we head into the curriculum, I'm going to show you some examples of the modules that we are developing, but the overall objectives are to become very conversant with the language of data, be able to access data, know where to find the data, know how to work with the data. So perhaps the data that you access isn't either in the format that you need, or perhaps it needs some additional analysis and application. Also looking at a variety of tools, but tools related certainly to data approaches, but also data presentation. So visualization of that data and making it user-friendly, dare I say, common term. And then be able to evaluate the outcomes of a problem-solving process. So we have 5 modules that have been designed or are in some stage of development, and we have identified a required textbook that emerged from another grant focused on how educators, or educated, librarians would then assist their students to become data literate. So the 5 modules cover the introduction, the basics, the context for that data applications, and then a conclusion. Addressing 3 competency areas: data literacy, knowledge and skills, not surprisingly, but recognizing that leadership and facilitation skills, perhaps we don't have as much strength there as we're comfortable with, so providing some skill development along those lines. And then cultural, social and political proficiency, because I think, as we can all appreciate, context is everything. And the context is going to vary depending on where you are and perhaps who you're dealing with. So, for example, in the introductory module, students are going to receive an introduction to the ways in which data can be used, and also to think about the ways in which data is used to disinform. And those are the 2 learning targets for that introductory module, understanding the difference between informing and disinforming. And there are 2 wonderful resources that we are including